All right, guys, hopefully we should be live. All right, hopefully we have some audio. Okay, we should be good to go. All right, so we got the first batch from the 175 book CGC monster submission that I made a video also of packing up one of the submissions or one of the bundles for that submission, and then I showed putting the whole thing together and all that type of good stuff. So actually came back pretty quick. I think it was only like 6 weeks or something. I was really surprised that one of these made it in time for Sunday. So that was cool. It showed up yesterday, and then there'll be a whole bunch more showing up next week. So we'll be unboxing some serious CGC submissions here pretty soon. Okay, so I got a whole bunch of other stuff that's just been piling up here, and it's like a monster stack. So we're just going to start blasting through it, guys, because, you know, we just got to get it done. All right, so this one, all right, let's see. I think we're going to go at it from here. This one is another one of the Rags Tim Lim variants. So I picked up a couple, and I think a couple of them might actually be in this submission. I think they are, the first couple that I got. And, you know, I still kind of believe in the book. Since it's the only uncensored version, it's the only version that you can get, you know, the full, there's like a prologue or something at the beginning that, you know, you can't get unless you get it in that Tim Lim variant. Wow, this thing is just flopping around in here. That's not so great. Boy, why they wouldn't have taped this shut. It's kind of beyond me. Okay, so let's see here. I'm just gonna flip this and put this like back here. Okay. So that corner up at the front looks like it took a, yeah, this one is probably gonna be like a 9.6 at best. It seems to have taken a little bit of some stuff on the spine. Yeah. I'm thinking this is like a 9.6 at best after being pressed. But anyway, it's still a fairly tough book to get. And I don't know how your guys' light is, but you know, anyway, this one's not going to be a 9.8, but that's okay. Still a tough book, probably even to be able to grab in 9.6 as well. Okay, so we'll put that there. All right, this. Okay, so I've already got one of these, but want another one so that I can have one to potentially sell when the time is right. So this is another spec that everyone's talking about. It's no big surprise, but saw a little bit of a potential opportunity to grade bump this one. So that's always nice if we can do that. All right, got some popcorn, newspaper, all that type of good stuff. Okay. So, either today or yesterday or in the last couple days, the Marvel Fox deal finally finalized. I believe, I mean, it's not really a surprise to anyone. I think everyone was expecting it to go through, but it is a done deal now, so we are going to see Fantastic Four and X-Men and MCU sooner versus later, so that's always good news. All right. So this one is Eternals #1, It's one of the very first generation of CGC labels. This one is what, a 9.4 white pages. So, you know, I thought, hey, who knows? Get this sucker pressed. Maybe we can grade bump it. See if I can get some of all this stuff off of. Take it out of here. See how it looks. Yeah, it looks like a really, really nice copy. Yeah, just a couple little spine ticks that don't seem to break the color. Tiny, tiny little spine tick that breaks the color. I mean, infinitesimally small. There's no way you're going to see it. It's so close to the bottom spine that I'm hoping maybe they would consider that like a bindery tear. Oh, you know what? Looks like there could be a little bit of rust on one of those staples there. That probably will stop it from going up too much. A little bit down here that I think would press out. It's worth a gamble, you know. Some stuff on the back cover can probably be cleaned up. Yeah, just the tiniest little bit of rust there on that staple. So I don't know if that would, you know, hold it at 9.4 or not. I mean, other than that, man, this thing looks really nice. Little something going on here. I don't know what that is. Almost looks like it can't be a rip. Anyway, we will see what happens with that one. It's definitely, in my opinion, worth the gamble to try and grade bump it. You know, it's fun too. So what can you say? Got to have a little bit of fun. See who we got in here. Theory 23. Nice to see you in the room. I don't recognize you before, so it's great if this is, you know, one of your first times making it live. Welcome, welcome. All right, this one is nothing special, but it's a book that I just needed to get, and it'll make sense when you see it. And the thing was, there really wasn't many options for this book, and I basically had to wait for, you know, stuff to go on sale and stuff like that, because I knew it wasn't something that was going to disappear real quick. But it is something that I actually just have to have, because I've got the original art for this book. So, you know, if you have the original art, you're going to have one of the actual just covers to display with it eventually when I get it framed. So, if you haven't seen when I unboxed the original art for this cover, this is the Shadow Man Rise Samarad from Valiant Miko Cyan. You know, go back and check that other thing out because it's pretty sweet. The artwork is absolutely stunning. So I needed a copy of that book to display with it. Throw that there for a minute. Okay, what do we got here? All right, well, sticking with the Valiant theme, I believe I got this book pretty cheap, and that's why I grabbed it. But really all of the Valiant keys, as we get closer to Bloodshot coming out, which is, what, probably 10 months now or something like that. So close to 10 months from now, Bloodshot will be coming out. And if that movie does what I'm expecting it to do, then it's going to create a feeding frenzy for all of the Valiant keys from back in the 90s, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. Okay. We got lots of tape. Maybe. Yeah, let's see here. Maybe not as much tape as I thought. Could be a lot of it's recycled. Okay. Boy, big old packing tape. Not a big fan of that. Right on the... Oh, it's in a Mylar, it looks like, or... No, just regular bagging board. Okay. Solar Man of the Atom 3, first appearance of Toyo Harada. You know, just one of those Valiant keys that is going to be in demand. I imagine Toyo Harada is going to be the big bad, you know, for the first little bit within the Valiant universe. Let's go ahead and just pull it out. I've seen a lot of these books, sometimes on the back cover aren't like the nicest. So let's see how it looks on the back. Not too bad. It's got a little spine roll. Looks like it could have been read or stacked, you know, on a big stack of books. A little bit of a bindery tear on the bottom. Really, probably, I guess it just depends how good this book presses. I don't think this one had coupons in it. No, maybe it did. This have a coupon in it? I don't think so. I know they did do coupons, but I think it started after this. I know Magnus 5. Solar never had coupons, just Magnus. Okay, so this one looks like it should be a 9.6 if the stars align after it gets pressed. Could make 9.8, we'll see. It just depends on what they're going to do with that bindery on the bottom of the spine. But anyway, not the easiest book in the world to find, so if you do find them on the cheap, I would suggest grabbing it. Okay, this one. Let's see here. Alright, how much tape we got in this one? I'm going to redo another raw shipping video. I do make a video that is similar to this where I take 2 pieces of cardboard and then attach the book inside of it like this. I've since found out a better way to do it. So I will be making a video to show you guys that too. And hopefully I can get that knocked out in a little bit. Okay, so this one is a mid-grade book. I believe it has a spine split somewhere or something. But it's got the coupon in it. So let's take a look. Because this book is drastically, you know, different. Let's see, I thought it had a pretty significant... oh, yeah, okay. So the spines on these things are really prone to split, and if you don't look at it closely, you won't see it. Now, I don't know how easy that is for you guys to see, but see, it's got a, you know, inch and a quarter spine split, but without lifting it open, you can't see it. I mean, it looks... if you just were looking at this book in a bag, or even if you just flip it around closely, or not so closely, if you're just kind of looking at it, you won't see that spine split. They just use really, really thin paper on these Harbingers, and they're very, very prone for spine splits. So let's take a look at the coupon. You know, there it is right there. So remember, you want to be, you know, in the blue pages, where it's primarily kind of, you know, darker and blue. It's in the second half past the centerfold, and a lot of people will show you the first half of the coupon, which is actually just the directions for the coupon. They'll show you this, and they'll think that that's the coupon. This is not the coupon. This is the instructions for the coupon. The coupon is back here with all this stuff with torque, and it's got a little mini comic of Toyo Harada. So, you know, whether you want one with a coupon or not, just make sure that you're not paying for something that you think you're getting something else. All right, so the coupon books, you know, low-grade ones with a coupon are still desirable, you know. So I like to grab those when I can. They are getting a little bit harder to find. But eventually, if you're looking, you should be able to find them for maybe $50, $60 now. You used to be able to get them for like 30, but they've kind of moved up from there. Okay. So, in keeping with the Harbinger coupon theme, come on. Yeah, and I'll take these little foam baggies and I'll use them to put slabs inside of priority boxes. And I'm also going to redo a 2019 best slab shipping video because there's a couple, things that have changed or options that I want to be able to show you guys. But, I reuse a lot of all this packing material. Still haven't had to buy anything yet other than like packing tape and Gemini mailers. I don't think there's any way to get around from that. But like these things, you can take 2 of these and put a slab in it. Save yourself a little bubble wrap, which I luckily have not had to buy bubble wrap yet either. Okay, so this is in a top loader, which is nice. Let's see if I can get this thing out. The top loader actually doesn't look to be in too bad a shape, so I'm going to try and actually just peel this tape off instead of cutting it. Some of them are just really beat up, and then, I'll basically use them for shipping high-dollar books as well. But this one looks actually pretty decent, so we're going to try and keep it looking halfway decent. Okay, so like I said, in thinking about the Harbinger, number 1, this is the Harbinger 0 mail away edition that you had to cut the coupons out of Harbinger 1 through 6 and mail away to get. So this is the good one, and there's another reprint that's blue, which is, only worth a couple dollars. So don't be fooled by that one. This is the one you want. Also, this is a really thick cardstock cover. Well, maybe not really thick, but it's a thicker cardstock cover. So, there's that too, where the one that was given away free with the trade paperback, that's just a really thin cover. And anyway, not really worth much of anything. So the other cool thing about this one is on the inside of the covers, they reprint all of the coupons that you had to mail away. So there's all 6 of them in there. So they reprint those so that you get your coupons back. And every single one of these that I've ever seen has a little defect right here on the top. And, this one is the same. Other than that, it looks really nice. And I don't know if CGC just takes that into consideration or whatnot, but like I said, every single copy that I've ever seen has it, and I have plenty of these that make 9.8. So this one actually looks really good. I think it probably can make 9.8 after a press, so we'll see. But I have a pretty good feeling this one will make 9.8. 9.6 minimum. All right. Okay, so we're still sticking with the Valiant theme here. Some of this stuff I had to get open because I'm working on another CGC submission. Some of it, at the very end here, is some stuff that I'd actually pre-sold some of those books, so I had to get them open. All right. Another top loader. Looks like they threw in something. Doomsday Clock. So I threw in a couple couple free books, so that's cool. Check those out later. Another top loader, can't complain about that. Okay. This is Eternity #1. This is the 1 for 40 variant. It's got a beautiful wraparound cover, and you know, it's all the first appearances of all these people other than the Divinity characters. And I got one of these really cheap a while back and ended up sending it to CGC, and it came back in 9.8, so I was super happy about that. But I kind of want to speculate on some of this stuff too, so I figured let me try and get another copy or something so that I can have one to sell maybe down the road. So that's the thought with this. And let's take a look. This one also has that thicker cardstock cover, and it's kind of got like a matte finish to it. Really nice, to tell you the truth. So this one looks pretty dang good. It does have like a little spine tick here. Doesn't really seem to break the color. Got one little area here where it looks like it just rubbed against something and put a little shine on the cover. I don't necessarily think that'll stop it from grading high. So this one's got a shot at a 9.8. So there's the other half of the cover. I'm not going to open it up, but you know, it's just beautiful. Really like the artwork on this one. Okay, we'll take down Harbinger Pink. Steven, yeah, the Naomi. Yeah, I was not able to get any of those books. They just sold out instantly. Yeah, I wish, man. You know, I can't possibly get every single new book that heats up. I try, but anyway, Naomi, you know, we'll just have to see. If I can, one of my sources comes through, maybe I can get myself a stack of them, but, you know, as of right now, not. But you never know. There's been other books that have heated up, and I've had some of my sources come through, and I was able to get some decent deals. So we'll see what happens. All right. Hey, they're using the same Sherwin-Williams painter's tape that I was using a little bit ago. But yeah, painter's tape is good. I still, you know, always tell people to do tape pulls, because it does make it a lot easier to eventually get the book out if you have a piece of tape to grab onto and pull. But I'm not going to complain too much. Okay. So these are these Mike Mayhew Vampirella Valentine's Day. So they did two of these, one red and one black, and I think they were limited to 500 copies, I believe. I think that sounds right, 500 copies. And they sold out pretty quick. You know, Vampirella has a pretty decent following. And this is also Mayhew's first variant that he did himself. So that's kind of cool also. Now I have to look at the paperwork. I thought that I had bought 2 sets of these, but I guess it's possible that maybe no. There's some more Vampirellas here. Maybe they didn't get them all into one box or whatnot. Not quite sure. Because I usually try and get a few Vampirella covers and send some off to CGC, because she has a pretty decent following of people that are always hunting her books down. All right. Yeah, actually, I mean, this looks like probably the rest of my order. I was positive I ordered more than one set. So on this next CGC order, we'll be sending in some of these Vampirellas. See what other books have really heated up. That's Niobe is heated up again now. I know that was kind of almost like a failed spec last year or whatnot, but it seems that HBO is going to be picking that series up. And as soon as I was made aware of that, I guess people on eBay were too, and they snapped all of them up, and all the other sellers that had copies instantly raised the prices way up to where I don't, they want like $100 or $150 a book now, which is just crazy. And the 9.8s they want like $500-$600. So I think there's no more money in that spec. Okay, so here's the rest of them. 2, 3. Yeah, I remember ordering like 4 or 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I did 6, 7, something like that. Yeah, I must have done 7 sets of these. 3, 6, 7. So we'll send some of those off to CGC, and we'll see how they do. All right. Okay. So this book is going to be related to one of the other books that we've got in that CGC submission. And I'm sure once you see it, you'll probably be able to guess what the other one is. All right. Boy, this is a massive box for one slab. Okay. Oh. Yeah, he's double bubble wrap this bad boy, so possibly a little bit overboard, but I guess I'd rather have that than have it shipped in a just a flat envelope with nothing, I guess. So not gonna complain too much. All right. Still can't figure out why people don't like doing tape pulls. Makes it so much easier. Come on. Yeah, and you don't really need all this tape on the bubble wrap around the slab, because once you've got this in a box, it's not like that this bubble wrap can just start unraveling itself. It's gonna stick together. Okay. And now to the butcher block paper. Alright, we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Alright, Grendel number 1. It's a 9.2 white pages. So let's see if you guys can guess the book that's related to this that's going to be in our CGC submission. Okay, so in looking at this, I thought there's some stuff that could dry clean off the back. Definitely, I mean, the whole back of this can be dry cleaned. I mean, there's lots of just stuff on there. Couple little tiny spine ticks on I think that this should be able to jump to a 9.4. I don't think it'll make 9.6 because I count 1, 2, 3, 4 little spine stresses that break the color. But it should, I think it should make 9.4. So we'll see. It's worth a try. And I kind of got this book before prices jumped up a little bit. Okay. All right. All right, double boxed. Can't never complain about that. Let's see, is this a 1095? 1092. I actually used the 1095 boxes, and then you have to order them from the post office. They're free, but they don't stock them in any of the post offices around me. So I'll make those 2 shipping videos, and I'll show you the way I'm doing it. They're just reusing all the post office's stuff. Man, nuts. You're not supposed to do that, but whatever. I'm not going to complain. Using the stickers for tape. All right. Okay. Oh. So Harbinger, number 1, 9.8 qualified. It's got no coupon. In a 9.8 qualified, I'm okay with that. Nothing else. Like if you want a copy of the book and you're willing to get one that doesn't have a coupon, it's got to be a 9.8. Don't do anything else. See? But the nice thing is, hey, there's the high-grade book, and there's the coupon for it. So you can just include that with it, and someone, you know, at least can have a copy of the coupon in another book. So that's kind of my thought process there. You can get these. I think I got this for $200. Whereas one, you know, that's not qualified 9.8 is, you know, 800 to 1200, kind of just depending. The book's been fluctuating a little bit. 800 would be a great deal, and probably 1200 is like the record price that, you know, got set a month ago or something. So anyway, 9.4, 6, anything like that, qualified, stay away from those. There isn't enough of a price difference between one that already has a coupon in it. You know, a 9.4 with the coupon is 200, and one that's qualified is maybe 120, 130. That's not enough of a savings. This, where you're getting, you know, an 80% savings, that to me is worth it. Okay, so now we're on to the last little bit here. This is some stuff that I was able to pre-sell some of, so they needed to get open tonight. Don't want to keep people waiting for their books. All right. So this is another one that's had some speculation news. And the funny thing is, there was some news on this book a while back, and then all of a sudden some people started reporting on the news again as if it was new news. It was kind of like a repeat of the old news, but it, you know, at the time that the kind of the news broke again, I had almost kind of forgotten about the first time that it broke, like a few, you know, maybe 6 months earlier or something. So it started kind of a buying frenzy on this book, and I didn't really have that many left. So I decided, like, ooh, I better try and grab a few on the cheap while I still can, just in case the price really starts to take off. So, with that being said, we have some Scout Comics goodness, and I'm extremely excited to see that these are bagged and boarded, because this is the first time I think I've ever seen them not being distributor bags. Okay, so got the mall number 1. So I knew right when this came out that because I read the free comic book day version, and I really liked it, and I was like, man, this has got movie and TV written all over it, and you can even go back to my first video when I unboxed this stuff and ordered up some of these things, you know, way back when they first released. I was calling it, saying like, hey, this is going to get optioned. With the success of Stranger Things being set in the 80s, just setting another gangster, you know, type of, you know, high school gangster-ish TV show in the 80s is just going to do well, you know. So I really thought that this book is going to have a future, and we'll see. You know, it's, just because it's option doesn't mean it's going to get made, but it's got a real good chance. Okay, now I did also pick up some of the New York Comic Con variants for this, because it looks like that potentially could be the book to have for this series, and I didn't have any of those. Okay, so here's a Zenobor. Got to get caught up on my reading on Zenobor, but kind of like a Reign of Fire type of storyline to it from that Dragon movie that came out, you know, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. Okay, so here is the New York Comic Con Virgin variant, and it almost feels like this one may have a thicker cover. I'm not sure. Boy, the bag and board saved that one from a big dent. So I was only able to get 4 of those. And I think these are limited to 250, so they probably will be the lowest print run of anything from, you know, all the stuff from the mall number 1. There's a couple different variants. There's an ash can, but you know, initially when this thing released, I didn't grab them because I was like, well, this is coming out a few months after the book, you know, so it's almost it's not a second printing, but it's like a later printing, and you know, all it was a virginized cover of the normal cover A. So I was like, I don't think I need to grab any of those. But then after it kind of started to heat up, there were some pretty decent sales on the you know, New York Comic Con variant. So I was able to grab 4 of them, so I did. All right, now we're into our CGC submission. So I've got a few books that are going to be, you know, we tried to upgrade them. So we'll go through those. Got Amazing Spider-Man 300, and this is a 9.6 off-white to white pages, okay? And when I cracked this one out of the slab, this label was loose, which is a really bad sign. You know, the guy advertise it as the top sticker being loose, which is another kind of warning sign you want to look for. But I messaged him back a few times. I was like, hey, what's the history on the book? He's like, I've owned the book for 10 or 12 years. So, you know, he told me, okay, 10 or 12 years, you know, I'm taking his word for it, I guess, and he could have been lying to me. But I kind of backwards penciled, okay, the book in a 9.6 really wasn't worth that much 10 or 12 years ago. If it was a 9.8, then maybe someone would have tried to switch stickers and stuff for a 9.6 and to make it a 9.8. But I figured that probably wasn't what was going on here. And also the case had a crack, I think, on the bottom, a small little crack. So I was able to get it at a pretty decent discount. And I thought, okay, let me gamble. So when I cracked it out of the slab, the label was loose within the inner well. So I was really concerned at that point. Got to looking at the book a little bit better. Didn't see any restoration or anything, but if it's professional restoration, it's almost impossible to see. So I was really concerned. And I kind of thought, wow, best case scenario for that book is hopefully it just stays in 9.6 and I don't get something that's trimmed or it's got restoration on it. So we'll see what happens with that one. Next one is our primer number 2, if anyone guessed that from looking at the Grendel. This one I picked up, it's a 9.4 off-white to white pages. I thought that it would bump to a 9.6 with getting pressed. So we'll see what happens there. We've got 8-Ball number 1, 9.4 white pages. This book is super scarce. There's only like 20 or 30 copies graded in the CGC census. And there are no 9.8, so 9.6 would get me tied for highest grade. So I thought that this 9.4 could bump to a 9.6, so I figured that's worth a try. Okay. We have NYX3. This is one that I submitted and I thought was a 9.8. CGC called it a 9.6. And when I looked at the grader notes, they mentioned miswrap. Slight miswrap was the grader notes. So I was basically, I couldn't really believe that they were downgrading for a slight miswrap when all I'm ever hearing is that they don't downgrade for miswraps and bindery tears and stuff like that, except for 9s and 10s. So anyway, took the book, cracked it out, gave it to my presser, said, hey, can you do anything with this? And he's like, well, I can't fix the miswrap, but he was like, I can kind of tweak it to put half of the miswrap on the front and half of it on the back, just to kind of minimize it. So I was like, hey, let's try. So anyway, we'll see what happens there. Hoping for a 9.8. There are also, I do also have a Harbinger number 1 in here. That was a raw 9.4 that I've had for a while. Figured let's get it pressed and sent in. We also have 2 Ultimate Fallout 4 variant covers that I picked up a couple months ago. Showed them on the channel. Got a really smoking deal for them. I was like $500 for the 2 of them, and I was like, yeah, that's a nice deal. When I looked at them, I thought with the press, they should be coming back like 9.4, 9.2 in that neck of the range. That's kind of what I called it on that video, and I'll stick to it. So we'll see what happens there. Then we have 10 Ultimate Fallout 4 regular cover 9.6s. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So those are the best 10 9.6s from our first submission of the Ultimate Fallout 4s about a year and a half ago, when I sent 60 of them, and it was a slight, it wasn't a disaster, but it did not turn out well. Those were the best of the best of the whole lot of the original like 220 that we had, and I did not get that many 9.8s. There's only like 7. So I went through, took the best 9.6s, did not sell those, saved them. Now gave them to my new presser and said, hey, let's press them. I cracked them all out myself. I crack all my slabs myself because most pressers want to charge $5, $10, $15 to do it, and I don't mind doing it, and then that way I get to kind of take a look at the book, also. So cracked all those out personally myself. We'll see what happens. We've got 2 Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider, the 1-for-100 variants. I thought that at least one of them should be a 9.8, hopefully both of them, but I do not expect anything lower than 9.6. So kind of I would think the lowest I would expect on those is a 9.8 and a 9.6, hoping for both 9.8s. I've got 2 Rags, number 1, Timlin variants, hoping for 9.8, 9.6 on those. We've got 1 Rags, just the regular Patron variant, hoping for, a 9.8 on that one. I mean, it could come back 9.6, but I'm figuring 9.8. Then I've got Amazing Spider-Man 569 second print, so that's the first Anti-Venom. And that book, I think, is kind of right in the 9.4, 9.6 range. Probably 9.6, but, I would not be shocked if it came back in 9.4. All right, so that being said, let's see what happened. See who else we got in here. Jeff Comic 813. Nice to see you in the room. Alright, so here's the goods, guys. Here is the goods. Let's see if I have to flip this thing. It seems like I always do. Always do. Alright. Turn this bad boy around. Okay, now sometimes these stay in order of the submission. Sometimes they don't. So let's just see what happens here. Okay. So this is one of our Ultimate Fallout 4 9.6s that we resubmitted. 9.8. Awesome. So I figured, while we're on that book, so sending 10 of them again, by the time you press it, resubmit it, you kind of got to get about 2 or 3, otherwise it could be a loss, with the value of that book. So, I mean, if I got 2, I'd be slightly disappointed. 3 is kind of like, okay, and anything better than 3, then we're kind of in the money. All right, here's another one. 9.8, 2, nice. I cannot complain to that start. Another one. 9.8, sweet. 3 of them. Let's see, we'll take this mall down. Throw one of these up there. Okay, so we're already well worth it. We got 3. From here on out, whatever happens, it's all good. Okay, so here's our Harbinger number 1. So this was the raw 9.4 that I had. Sent that in. 9.8, awesome. That's sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Yeah, not an easy book to get in a 9.8. I think there's only a few hundred in the census. Maybe it's pushing up to 300 now, something like that. Okay. Okay, so here's one of our Ultimate Fallout 4 variants. So I'm expecting them to be, you know, like 9.2, 9.4. I thought one of them would be a 9.4 and one would be a 9.2. 9.8. Oh, damn. Wow. That is very surprising. This has got, yeah. I don't know how this made a 9.8. It's got a couple spine ticks that break the color. Not gonna complain. That's this book's going for like $2 grand, 2,200 and a 9.8. That's a massive score. I'm shocked that they gave it a 9.8. Well, I guess, you know, who am I, right? I'm not CGC, so gotta stick with what they say. All right. Next. Okay, here's the other one. So if that was the better one, then this one was the one that I was saying probably would be like a 9.2. 9.6. Okay, I'm not going to complain. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's got five or six spine ticks that break the color. I mean, for, you know, wow. Okay. Wow, it's even got the, that's why I was calling it a 9.2. It's got even a little, it's got a little corner bend right here. Very, you know, it's only like maybe, you know, I don't know. It's like the first 3/8 of an inch corner bend. Anyway, I kind of thought that would cap a book to a 9.2. Anyway, that's a little bit of a shock, but okay. Another one of the Ultimate Fallout. So how are we out here? What do we got? 3, I think. Yeah. All right, we've got three so far that made 9.8. 9.8. Awesome. That's 4. All right, so we're killing it, man. This is great. Okay, primer number 2. So did they give it? Oh, I can't tell what the pages are. Okay, so this one was a 9.4. Was it white pages? You know, they their pages have they kind of graded a little bit easier. Okay, so it was 9.4 off-white to white pages, hoping for a 9.6. If they give this a 9.8, oh my God, I'm gonna have a freaking heart attack because that's like a $2,500 book. All right, here we go. 9.6, white pages. See, so with the page quality, you know, they've laxed on that since the early days. So, man, that'd be awesome if I can get the Grendel to jump up to a 9.6 too. That would be sweet. I would love to have this book in a 9.8, but I really just don't want to pay 9.8 price for that sucker because the last one that I think auctioned for 2,500 or something like that. Okay, so here is the 8 ball. So this was a 9.4 white pages, hoping for a 9.6. 9.8. Oh my God. This, oh, what the hell? Oh, that's not good. Guys, it says second printing there. I don't know if you can see it. But this book that I cracked out was not a second printing. You know, nowhere on this does it say second printing. Damn it. When I cracked it out, I didn't open it to look at it. I'm going to have to call CGC on that because that's not good. We're going to have to double check this. I don't know the census on any of the other printings really off the top of my head. But, oh God, I really hope this is not a second printing. Great to have a 9.8, but yeah, that would, if this would have stayed, you know, like I thought, you know, whatever, it's supposed to be a first printing. God, I just don't know if they messed up this time or this label was fine, so I don't think that someone tried to switch the printing on me. All right, that's a bit of a disappointment, backhanded, I guess. Thought it was good and ended up being kind of whatever-ish. All right, another Ultimate Fallout 4, 9.8. Damn, so every one of those has upgraded so far. I can't complain about that. Okay, here's another one, 9.8. Okay, NYX3. Now, I believe this is the one that had the slight miswrap because I can see a little bit. And once I get them all out and look at them, we'll have a better idea. Okay. 9.8, awesome. So once I get all of them, we'll have a better idea of which one was the one that had the slight miswrap. Okay, Ultimate Fallout 4, 9.8. Oh, we are on a roll with those. We are on a roll. Okay, another Ultimate Fallout 4. I don't know how many this is now, but got to be getting close. 9.8. Another Ultimate Fallout 4. 9.8. Oh, we are on a massive roll with those. That's working out well. Okay, so here's our amazing... Okay, it's a blue label, so that's good. Okay, so here's our amazing 300. No purple label of death, so if it can just stay a 9.6 at this point, I'd call that a win. 9.4. All right, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's I mean, the book looks pretty good. I thought it could stay a 9.6, but let's see. Yeah, we just got a couple little spine ticks. I don't know. It's this could have gone either way. It could have stayed a 9.6. Okay, what do we got here? Ultimate Fallout 4. We've seen enough of those. You guys have been looking at those all day. All right. Another Ultimate for this has got to be getting toward the end. 9.8. Wow. That's some great news. Okay, NYX3. Yeah, I'm going to have to... I don't know. I'll look at them all once we get all three of them, and then I'll try and hopefully can figure out which one had the slight miswrap. 9.8. Awesome. So, yeah, that's I cannot complain there. Not one bit. All right. Okay, so here's our Rags Tim Lim variant. So hoping for a 9.8 on this one. 9.6 wouldn't be the end of the world, but hoping for the 9.8. 9.8. Awesome. Okay, so here's our Rags, just Patreon normal cover. I felt pretty confident that this one should be a 9.8. 9.8. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Here's our Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider. I really, really love this cover. So there's two of them in here. I thought that kind of, I was almost banking on one of them being a 9.8 and then possibly one to be a 9.6 or maybe both 9.8. So let's see how we do. 9.8. All right, we will put this bad boy up for you guys to look at. Okay, here's our other Tim Lim. 9.8. I've got this leaning tower of slabs over here. Okay. All right, here's the amazing 569 second print. So what did I say this one was going to be? Like a 9.4, 9, hopefully a 9.6, but a 9.4 I would not be shocked. 9.8. Damn. It's another one. I could have swore there was something that I thought was stopping this from having a shot at a 9.8. Yeah, so it's, well, maybe because it's on the back cover, but there's a spine stress right there that breaks the color. It's, well, it's not really, it's above the bottom, so I don't think they would call that part of a bindery condition or anything, but yeah, I thought that was going to cap it at a 9.6. I'm not going to complain. Okay, getting down to the end, I'm sure. Okay, here's our other Spider-Gwen. So let's see if we can pull both 9.8s. 9.8, awesome. Hopefully this, it doesn't look like it's gonna get. Okay, the last NYX3. I honestly have looked at all these, and really I don't know if I can tell which one was the one with the slight miswrap. They all look pretty very similar. Okay, so here's our third one. 9.8. All right, awesome. So that means that my presser was able to fix that one up enough. I think that's everything. To get that one to grade a 9.8. Sweet. So yeah. Only thing we got to really look into is that 8-ball number 1 coming back, a second print. That is pretty, you know, I wouldn't say it's depressing, but not too happy about that, and I'm going to have to call them. I hope maybe someone just made a mistake on the label because, yeah, you know, that sucks to crack a first print book and send it in and have it come back as a second print. I mean, that's no fun. Yeah, imagine doing that with the TMNT number 1 or something like that. Oh my gosh, I'd have a heart attack. All of the Ultimate Fallout 4s, 9.6s, all bumped to 9.8s. That is pretty amazing. That's a feat in itself. So yeah, I'm definitely happy about that. And you know, really all of these, I can't tell, guys, which one of these had the slight miswrap. I thought I would be able to pick it out, but really I can't. So I guess that's a good thing. I guess he was able to manipulate that spine enough to get it to where they wouldn't downgrade for it. This is a shock. I'm shocked on that. That is a little bit nuts. I did not think that book had a chance at a 9.8. There's the other one. Super happy about this. I mean, that's a tough book to pull. and a 9/8, definitely. So, looks like we will be calling up CGC tomorrow to start talking about this one. Gonna most likely have to send it back to them, have them open it up again, and you know, make sure that this is in fact a second print. Man, a 9/8 first print would be single highest graded. I could basically ask whatever the heck I wanted for it, and you know, even just use this clickbait on eBay or something. But wow, not so happy about that. But I mean, the grade is fantastic, obviously, but cracking a first printing book and having it come back a second printing, that is no fun. That just kind of makes me feel that I got scammed. I don't really know what else to say about that. Anyone else got any questions? Yeah, Web of Venom, Carnage Born. Yeah, Victor, I speculated on a bunch of the, I think it's Amazing 792, where it's got a whole bunch of the appearances of all those people, I forget what they call them at this point, but that had the Venom suit or any of the symbiote suits at that point or whatever. So there's going to be a whole bunch of people in that book that Carnage is going to go after and try and kill. It's also the first appearance of Maniac. So I speculated on that one as soon as we heard the news that, you know, Carnage was going to be hunting all those people down. So able to pick up a good amount of those. And I probably won't try and look to sell really many of them or any of them until after the next kind of that Carnage stuff starts to come out over the summer. So that's probably when that book will heat up again, and then maybe I'll look to move some of those at that point. Well, I guess this one could have been a lot worse too. I mean, when I pulled that out and the label was loose, I was like, oh no, please don't be trimmed or color touch or something like that, and have to deal with you know, really taking a big hit. All right, so well, I'll definitely keep you guys updated on this book. Let you know what happens when I talk to them. I'm sure I'm going to have to send it back unless they can just see that they made a mistake on the label. You know, let's hope for that, I guess. But either way, it's going to have to get sent back to them. Anyway, hopefully I didn't get scammed on that one, but I kind of have a slightly bad feeling that I probably got scammed on that one. Anyway, so this is the first batch of 25 of the 175 books. And there'll be more next Sunday. I don't know if I'll have all the rest of them or not. No, I won't have all the rest of them because 50 of them were pre-screen 9/8s, and that adds like an extra couple weeks to the thing. A lot of them were rejects from the last big submission that I did that was like 150 or 175 books. We got a lot of rejects out of that, so I took most of those and sent them off to my presser to have him press them and try again. There was about 4 or 5 books that had color breaking spine ticks in them, and I never send in a book for a pre-screen 9/8 if it's got color breaking spine ticks. So that somehow got damaged in shipping, or it got damaged when CGC was handling it. I don't know. I mean, so they're not really expensive books, so it's not worth me arguing with them or whatnot, but it's still frustrating. So anyway, we'll see how those do. I mean, man, it just it's been pressing phenomenally for me, and you know, wow, we just got 10 9/6s bumped to 9/8s with those ultimate fallouts. You know, wow. I mean, yeah, we're doing good on the pressing front. That is definitely for sure. Alright, so guys, if there are no other questions, I think we're going to call it. I've got to package up some of those malls and get them out to people tomorrow. And we will catch you possibly. I may go live. Well, I don't know if I'll necessarily need to go live during the week or not, because we opened up a lot of the books that had been piling up. So I wanted to basically get a lot of that knocked out. I do have some other cool stuff to open up, though, that wasn't as pressing. It wasn't stuff that I had to get in this next submission to CGC. So we'll have some of that stuff to open up, maybe either during the week or on Sunday. Well, you know what? I'll maybe try and do something during the week, because I know we're going to have a lot of these CGC boxes coming back on Sunday. We'll have a lot of that stuff to open. So, yeah. Real happy about getting both of those Ghost Spiders 9/8. That's nice. Had to pay a premium for that book, so anyways, I'd kind of figured if I got at least one of them to come back in 9/8, I'd be okay. But getting both of them, that's pretty sweet. All right, guys. If there's nothing else, then we'll go ahead and call it. Thank you for tuning in on Sunday night late. And please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that type of good stuff. And we